Runde
Music stopped playing.
3, 2, 1, kämpft.
Let's go. Enemy scores. Spawns close to the mega health, but decides to fall onto a light armor first. Yeah, and 2good4u immediately keeps up the pressure. Tries to visit his opponent there, and then the railgun hits. Good shot there, and yeah, because he denied the upper light too, the stack is now significantly in his favor, and he has the weapon advantage in terms of range. Sitting with a rocket launcher and the railgun there, and the next shot should be the frag, and 2good4u pushes forward, uses the double jump to be as hard to hit with rockets as possible, and the lightning gun would not have been sufficient enough to save enemy scores right here. And there we go. First frag, 2good4u starts out with his Doomslayer. Cleansing all the demonic power from this world. Not a care in the world too. Good rail again. Yeah, he's forcing... Now now that he's given up the rail to his opponent, he's forcing him to be on a spot which he would not want to be. Far away from the item, and good read there. Nice use of the sound cues as well, and despite getting the mega health, the stack is not significant. And then the rail removes the armor again, and 2good4u can even, like, take the 50-50 because he had the heavy to fall back on. This one now, on the other hand, is a bit dangerous because he's on the railable threshold right now, sitting on 25 HP, but he's hoping that enemy scores is not confident enough to push through a choke point, and with a stack he had, he shouldn't have done it anyway. Nice tribal, that's 67 damage, and the mega is vacated from enemy scores. Both items are up at the same time, and now enemy scores knows he can pick up one. But at what cost? No cost so far. 2good4u is not able to punish it. No railgun and only one rocket left, and then it's all tribal and SNG. And we go very passive and defensive again. 2good4u, just holding the high ground, waiting for enemy scores to make a mistake. He thought that pickup was tribal, or maybe that he would just walk through, and yeah, enemy scores just made sure to top off his railgun and ammunition right there. And now the positions are swapped. Enemy scores is high ground and wanting for 2good4u to make a mistake, but enemy scores is actually not playing this game and just goes over to the heavy, picks it up. Deck-wise, rather similar. A slight advantage for 2good4u at the moment. And now... Oh, the tribal, good dodge from enemy scores. I thought it was able to hit, but no, a nice fake with a double jump again on the bounce pit. Enemy scores is baited in a position, and then... And again, he just makes sure he's not even close to enemy scores position. Good rail there. Now enemy scores should be pushing, but enemy scores just... Yeah. Again, lets him get away. Get himself a major item. 2 more rails. And we should see a tying frag, but 2good4u is just vacating all the area again. Oh. Okay, 2good4u decides to no longer want to be in the lead. So he has to do something because enemy score seems to not very willing of forward progressing at the moment.
Noch 5 Minuten.
And there we go. Falls down the abyss. Oh, a very aggressive rocket jump. And I think 2good4u should have done more damage here, but it is what it is right now. Enemy scores, uses the dual wheel, can't push forward actually, and then the rail does not connect either, but a few nails of 2good4u do. And the shot. Again, and then there's the light armor, the resources. They take so long to find situations that there are always resources back on the map to fall back on, and then... yeah. The situation is de-escalated again as 2good4u hits enough defensive damage. So enemy scores is not pushing. Mega in his pocket, making his way over to his trusty railgun. So his playstyle is a little bit more effective again. Rocket is what he's missing. But so far, no damage exchanged as both players whiff shots past each other. Nice damage. All the light armor is denied and some HP is even removed too. And there we go. Lower light is back up again. Enemy score sits at 100 armor anyway. So he's gonna go to the heavy. Oh, and there you go. He maybe didn't want to look for a rail angle right beforehand, so he at least had 175 armor after picking up that big green thing there. But no, this is not what it is right now. And a good rail there. Nice predictive click. And this is a frustrating one to eat, because you really want to find a way to fight your opponent, and you just seemingly can't, because you're not pushing when you can, and you're pushing when you can't, it seems like. No railgun for 2good4u, and HMG is what's left. But it's doing its work too, and paired in with some rockets, he manages to move forward and gain control by taking both items. No rocket is hit from enemy scores there too, and now look at the armor difference. There's nothing on enemy scores, and 2good4u really should be using that stack to get himself in the lead again. But no, he fails the double jump, and enemy scores finally find some armor. But 2good4u places a nice trap and springs it on the lower light. The greed for armor was too much, and there we go. Oh, but there we go. Tying frag, good rails, and then all of a sudden it's 1-1 again. Oh, dual wield is not being used for great damage right here, and then 2good4u gets a light, but eats a rail. And now we have an opening again. Rocket jump is being used. Failed a little bit, but 2good4u retreats anyway. Falls back, gets poverty items. While the big green thing is in enemy score's pocket as of now. Nice rail. Can he follow it up? It will be a killing blow. Mega is up. He doesn't need to pursue it as of now. He can just look to get some damage out beforehand and maybe even deny the light. But he falls back to the Mega, wants the control, but he might have given it up because he lost position on Heavy with that play and gave stack to his opponent. Railgun is missed. Heavy is on 2good4u's side now, and stacks are equal. This play was not worth it from enemy score's perspective. Good rail from 2good4u opens up the damaging. And our enemy scores really needs to find armor again if he wants to be in a fighting shape. Good shot there from 2good4u. Really gives him an advantage now that the last 30 seconds started. And there, dual wheel railgun, close range. And the lead goes to enemy scores. 20 seconds is left. Huge stack there. And all the weapons he needs to play defensive. But enemy scores now. Grabs the moment by the throat and pushes in. But now there's just 10 seconds left. The rocket jump is coming out, and The rocket to rail will mean enemy scores has no stack left, and he can't find any more. There it is. One frag in the lead. After all that separates them. Too Good For You takes map number 1. Welcome back. So, you can play Deep Embrace with very little to no frags. Actually. Okay, so that means our next map is going to be Awoken, and it could be the decider. It is enemy scores map pick though. And he's sporting the Death Knight, which will give him some tracking capability of his opponent, just due to the fact that the tick damage will indicate your opponent's position, obviously. So. Yeah, and then all that's left is this one to start. Both players are ready. Visor against Death Knight. It is EU Central. The server still ticked. Here we go. Yeah, and the potential last map of today's tournament here could be Awoken. If not, it will be Veil. But nonetheless, I think that enemy score maybe tries a different approach now, as of trying to create a lead for himself early. Go.
Bereit machen zum Kampf. Runde beginnt in 3, 2, 1, kämpft.
Enemy scores spawns at Lightning Gun, and they immediately decide to swap items. Well, not really swap, as Too Good For You takes something from enemy scores there. Oh, and even more something. Railgun is apparently all you need. No rockets hit. This one is a direct to the face of the visor. Good placed flame strike. Maybe you can make your way over to the railgun now, but no, you can't. Ah, and this is dangerous, because Too Good For You will try the same again. Misses the rail, fortunately. And now he rocket jumps out. Enemy scores finally has the rail too, so he can now play the game that Too Good For You wants to play. Yes, good armor, but Too Good For You has a lot better health, and yeah, there we go. All the spam's coming out, and all the damage is dished out, and he's still railable, and there we go. Too Good For You, just as the wall hack runs out, lands the last piercing shot he needs to get his first frag off the map. There we go, 1-0. Nice tribal there. Good. Yeah, nicely used the trajectory of enemy scores, and now he delayed the items and even pierces another rail into his opponent, but the rockets from enemy scores are retaliating actually, and now Too Good For You settles his tent up again over at middle area. Enemy scores picks up the rail again, and yeah, with even weaponry we will see a fight over at the heavy, and enemy scores is actually able to hit a rail, so the health is not too good. Ah, not too good, as I say. Nice lightning gun into railgun. Enemy scores ties up. this map after 2 minutes. And there's no railgun in Too Good For You's hands for now, but also no armor on enemy score stack. These rockets are painfully, but enemy scores is doing a good job at taking position on heavy and the railgun too again. And now with that pickup, stacks is equal. I'm not sure about that, because now he lost position on this one. And also the item. Enemy scores now gave away the railgun, and Too Good For You is having everything he wants to have. Oh, these rockets whiff too by. And then... I didn't want to jinx it, this is why I didn't say anything, but enemy scores just failed out before he got an angle, and now the piercing sight is used. Oh, Too Good For You actually got impatient there, and yeah, 43 damage is what he paid for his impatience. Now he will get more damage. There, the railgun shot hit. This is a nice one, and the follow-up is not finding its mark, but even the one after the item not. So enemy scores gets the full value he could get out of the heavy armor, but so does Too Good For You out of the mega health, and yeah, a little bit of rocket damage on the Death Knight. Oh, a little bit more damage actually as he walks into the choke point again. 2 back-to-back rails, 3 even, and now it's a fight for life and death. And oh, this is so close. What the hell? Both players are still railable, and Too Good For You gets both items as he's just... No, he's not getting. He just waits for enemy scores to show up at the heavy, and then... if enemy scores hit that rail, that would have been super important, because with all the stack there is at the banana, Too Good For You would have lost so much control out of it. And now a fight over. Flame Strike is hit, and he is incinerated even too. And now we should see both items going in the favor of Too Good For You, who even... No, not Too Good For You. Enemy scores, who even gets the frag. This is what I said, using the ticking damage of the Flame Strike as an indication of his opponent's position. And there you go. Frag number 2. But Too Good For You is gonna get the heavy. Has the control now, and I think he will be just bullying his way into the mega health room sooner than later. No, he's not yet. He eats a good rocket, 51 damage. He just wants that rail. He doesn't even care for the item. HP. You want to see enemy scores finishing off those frags. He even hears his opponent picking up more health, not doing anything about it, not punishing the weak state of Too Good For You, and rather just being sure that he takes no damage while getting his own item. Oh, Pixel Rail whiffs by. The piercing sight is used, and this trade is not very good for enemy scores. Important miss there, and now just go for the mega. You have the control. He's not gonna be there. Good shot there. This is a strength of Too Good For You. He's hitting those tight angle rails time and time again. But if he's not being careful, the Flame Strike will ignite him there. Oh no, it's just the knockback and some splash damage. And the heavy goes over to enemy scores. And even the rail is hit. One follow-up shot, and now a rocket jump could have been worth to just deny that light and even force out a fight, but they just swap positions. Good rail again, and now you need to kill him. You can't let him get away, and there it is. 2 frags up, enemy scores. Makes it happen. One of the rare face-to-face fights we have seen this game. Good play of enemy scores, blocking the one side with the flame trail, and the other side, he's just gonna push. And now they are finding each other in the banana, and yeah, nice use of your stack advantage. Enemy scores is going in and widening the lead, and now enemy scores has 3 frags as a cushion. And the control. He's cycling the items very well and seemingly understood 2good on the approach. And there you go. Rocket jump to get the railgun. I mean, this could have been backfiring so much. And then, yeah, if the railgun hits, you don't get that weapon. You lose 90 stack. You have nothing left then. But it works because, yeah, a fortunate miss then, I would say. Now, 2 frags. 2good4u gets 1 back. Gets the mega health. But can he get the item? It seems like he is at least able to punish it. But how much? Nice flick. And another one. 3 in a row. Just finish it off now. Go in. You have the shotgun. He has no stack. There we go. Rocket jump is coming in. Pushing forward. But all of the rockets are missing. And 5 HP. If that rocket was a tiny bit closer, we see a 5-2. But now, enemy scores can't finish it off. Holy guacamole. Both players don't want to risk the railgun hit from 2good4u, but it was before the item. Enemy score is falling back now, and if he's wise, he just stays in the banana. Flame strike is ready. 2good4u, let him come to you. He needs to force the issue, not the other way around. And now 2good4u is in a very precarious situation because he needs to push into a Death Knight with rockets, flame strike on upper middle area. Good luck trying that. 25 seconds left. Enemy scores is placing himself in a way that he could drop down. But no, there's no need to drop down. And oh, nice lightning gun there. 2good4u. Not aware. Of course, he didn't use the wall hack. And now it's 10 seconds. And he sees the enemy actually comes from behind. But the flame strike and the rocket is perfect. Good reaction. And enemy scores seals it. And brings us to map number 3. One to one. And this is the grand final we are going to get a 3-mapper of. The deciding map is Veil of Nath, and we see enemy scores Galena against 2good4u's Scalebearer. Okay, enemy score needs a 3-minute break, I guess. Calm down a little bit and collect his nerves again. After such a marginal victory on his map pick, taking it all the distance. And I think if he wins that, that is a huge, huge accomplishment for him. These guys are putting up a defensive show, at least. I mean, 2good4u has a very good idea of how he needs to move in order to not give up unnecessary angles. He's doing that very well, in my opinion. Okay, enemy scores is ready. We're just waiting on 2good4u's ready signal, and then we are just gonna launch the last map of this grand final. Yes, last map of the day in this tournament. It is indeed. Let's go.
Bereit machen zum Kampf. Runde beginnt in 3, 2, 1, kämpft.
Okay, let's go. 2good4u. Losing out on the last map. Getting the heavy spawn. And actually prefers to get the rocket launcher. I mean, he can get it for free over the railgun. And he just, yeah, tests the waters there. Both his favorite weapon are in his arsenal, so there we go. Also, the first damage is done with the railgun. Who would have thought that? Yeah, but anyway. Enemy scores now, sets up at the mega health again. Can't hit the rail. It would have been nice for him, but not necessarily too much of an issue. This one is much more important as it comes after the item pick up too, and now 50 HP. But enemy scores is not aware that 2good4u is not gonna leave that spot. Oh, nice rail. It was a trade. And basically both of the rails came before the items. So they are just removing the resource that none of the players have. And enemy scores... Oh, 1 HP! Come on! Finish it off! And there you go! Enemy scores... Uses that... Oh, and the bull rush? Okay. Oh no, you wanted too much. Place a totem now and disappear. Nicely done there. Good damage. I mean, that could have went way worse for enemy scores than it did. He came out alive. 2good4u has not much HP. And I think he has no railgun yet. I might be wrong there. I didn't pay attention where he went. But anyway. Oh, and the hit. Both players hit for significant damage, but 2good4u has the light armor in the fight, middle of the fight, picks it up. Okay, I think 2good4u was not aware of the stack. Or not the stack that enemy scores was dealing with. And he lets him get away again. A little bit of self-damage there. But yeah, enemy scores is... getting away with something he should not be getting away. Good rocket there. No railgun to follow up. But the mega health is on 2good4u's side. I thought. No, it's not. No armor. Heavy will be welcomed. And now we could see a bull rush? No, he uses it. Only for defense, it seems.
My life sustains you.
important rail there. Just after the pickup too. This one does not hit. Huge rocket. A little bit greedy, but you have something to fall back on. It's not too bad. Now you need railgun ammunition if you want to keep playing this kind of game. And I think enemy scores kind of has to, because he can't get in an infight with the scale bearer with the bull rush ready to work. So at some point you'll need to leave that high throne there and go down. I'm curious to see, yeah, 2good4u was debating to destroy the totems, and he might do now, but no, he's just waiting for enemy scores to give up another angle again. And this results in him having totem overstack, just as of now. It comes at a little bit of an odd time because the mega is there, so it's not insane amounts of value. But yeah, I mean, as of now, enemy scores is still in the lead, and 2good4u is just waiting for him to do a mistake. But enemy scores is really content of not doing so, and he has the lead. He doesn't need to push. And I'm curious to see if he tries to play for the heavy now, but no, he just gave up the position at all, and almost... Yeah, there we go, the totems. I was gonna say he gave away the position of the totems with that too, and the full control. 2good4u is now officially declared a tank. No, it's not yet. He decides to leave the item up and go for a rail angle. Good play. And there's no way that enemy scores knows about the time. The way it is right now, just collect the time vials at least. Then you have overstack in like a second. Good railgun. The rocket jump was failed before that even. But that would have been important to hit. Like the rocket jump. A bit of preemptive shot, but this one hits. And now he changes the game, the pace of the game. Gets control back, and now we should be able to see a kill at least. No. 2good4u goes up. That teleporter. And you can't use your ability as a scale bearer when you're airborne, so nice way of enemy scores to get that frag. Making sure his opponent thinks he feels safe, and then boom, get a frag. Good job there. And the rails were nice too. Enemy scores set that position up. 2good4u got a little bit too much out of his way. Heavy is not picked up yet.
Death is the only release. I will not grant you.
Nice rail, and he even waited until he picked it up, so it's maximum damage basically that it could have done. There's no way that that would heal, and another good rail. And now I want to see a bull rush kind of, but yeah, that one was a little bit too late and it felt panicky. Heavy goes over to enemy scores again, and boom, another rail. And now he can chase even in for a third frag. There is no bull rush on the scale, and he is kind of weak. With a rocket like this, he has to fall back again. 2 frag lead is nothing to write home about, and so you can't give away frags lightly. Right now he just plays cat and mouse. An aggressive rocket jump this time, but no follow-up. Bull rush is up in 5 seconds. We need to see it now. But maybe we doesn't even need to see it, because the kill will be done beforehand. So much damage, and the direct rocket. The acid damage is enough. Direct rocket, I was gonna say maybe the next one is enough, but no. It would have been just enough. 33 HP was what's left, and enemy scores gets the mega as a reward, so he somewhat stabilizes the situation despite giving up a frag. Shotgun in his hands, and another frag there is. Protecting that precious high ground. Yeah, and 2good4u as he needs to find situations. Why is there no aggressive bull rush? This would have been the perfect opportunity again. And it certainly would have led to a frag. Right now they just split items, and with that totem, too good for you. Rocket jumping as now the time runs out. Gives up another railgun angle, an easy shot that is for too good for you. And the frag goes to him. The lead is so big, as it has never been this map. And he just can fall back. He doesn't even need to pick up a shore up at the items anymore. GG's, too good for you. Realizes he's out of luck for this one. An enemy scores, wins his division, gains the